Okay, it's Thursday, September 28th, 2016. I'm in Wall, South Dakota, sitting here with my sister Carolyn, beautiful fall day in Wall, and we're going to talk a little bit about Cordes family and her recollections and her life as part of that. So Carolyn, let's lead off, not about your life per se, but before getting into that, and talk about your grandparents, our grandparents. We had four. I don't remember all of them because I came along later, but you may. Tell us what you remember about the four that you knew or didn't know, maybe. Two on the Cordes side and two on Mother's side.
Well, my dad's parents, my grandparents, lived in Rapid City, and we only would see them about once a year. And the Grandma Cordes seemed to be real friendly and tried to help us do little crafty things or whatever. But Grandpa Cordes, to my knowledge, was always set in his office, and he was very cranky, and I was scared to death of him, and everything I did there was wrong, and I didn't really, the house was always dark inside and kind of spooky, and I didn't really appreciate going there, but I had to different times, and that's about all I remember about them.
Okay, but at least you do remember them, and they were both alive and stuff when you were growing up.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Okay.
They were quite elderly, but I do remember them.
Well, let's switch over to Mother's side of the family, Carrie and Sam Funk.
Yeah, and I remember them quite well, and we'd see them quite often because they lived at Inning. And Grandma Funk was a ball of fire, and lots of fun to be around, and everything happened. And I liked a lot of movement, so I enjoyed going up there. And her house was dark. And but Grandpa Funk, he had a stroke, I guess, and was in poor health, and he was cranky, and you wanted to give him a lot of room.
Yeah.
And I guess maybe I was scared of him too.
Yeah.
So, but Grandma was game for anything.
Right, yeah, I agree with that. I remember spending a lot of special time with Grandma Funk. And you kind of touched on this, that Dad didn't really, I guess, spend a lot of time with his parents or his extended family, because he had a lot of brothers and sisters.
Right.
As much as Mother did in other words, Mother was closer really to her extended family than Dad was to his,
Right.
I guess.
Yeah, due to distance, I suppose, and I don't know. The Funks just got together a lot and had more in common, and they always had a lot of fun with, especially Ada Ferguson, and it was always fun to go down to her place and play with those kids, and lots of action.
Yeah. Okay. Anything
Well,
else
I was going to say, I have taken quite a few trips with Grandma Funk, too.
Oh, tell us about that.
Oh, well, she bought a car, a brand new car, when she was up in age, and she didn't know how to drive. And so I like to drive, and so when I was in high school or even 8th grade and beyond, I took her on various trips to Denver and all over, and we really had a good time.
She was always thinking about some business venture or something like that too, wasn't she? Or
Yeah, I don't have a lot of knowledge of that, but yeah, she always liked to have irons in the fire. Yeah.
When you took your driving trip, say a long one to Denver and stuff, did she tell you how to drive, or was she?
Mostly just the speed. She didn't want you to go over, I think it was 50.
Yeah.
If you went 51 and a half, she was down your throat. And but other than that, why, she was game for anything.
And you had, those trips were fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we had a good time, yeah.
Okay. Anything else about grandparents, or just both sides of the family, the Cox and the Funk, you want to
Yeah.
share?
Yeah, I just didn't know the Cordeses very well
Yeah.
at all, and like I mentioned, Ada and Paul Ferguson lived at Inning, or close to Inning, and we just got together with them quite a little bit, and Bud and Dwight, and that was always a big time.
Yeah, your Uncle Dwight.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and Uncle Bud.
Well, good. Well, thank you for sharing that, and we'll move on to another piece of our conversation. Okay, Carolyn, let's talk about life prior to first grade. Where were you living? What do you remember about that period of your life? Basically, your first 5 or 6 years, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, we were down on the Potoc, and after my older sisters went to school during the day, I guess I basically followed Dad and the hired man around all the time, and I liked being around what they were doing, and I liked playing cards, old maid especially, with the hired man, and we during the noon hours and stuff, and we had a good time playing cards and being outside, and that was about it, I guess. So.
Do you remember the names of any of the hired men?
Ferdinand Fisher, Howard Fisher, I think are the only 2 that I can remember that I used to play cards with. Yeah. When Jean and Twyla were at school, it was just you and I guess Belva, pretty much. Did the 2 of you play a lot together, or were you out there with the hired men and she was somewhere else? Well, I think Belva was in school most of the time that we're talking about.
Okay.
So it just seemed like I was the only one left.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And you liked being outdoors, working with the whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Being the boss.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. What about family life, and like in the evenings and stuff when you weren't outside? Did you do in the evenings?
Well, I suppose then I did. You know, Belva and I would play, or my older sisters.
Right.
And.
Do you remember the games or anything you might play, or?
Not really.
Yeah. Were you into dolls or anything like that? Or?
I did have one doll, I think.
Yeah.
And that seemed like we always had to do dishes, and that was, there was always so many of us and so many dishes and stuff, and I hated helping in the kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah. So you preferred helping outside?
Yes.
Yeah.
And but I think we did have to work in the kitchen some, and then.
Who are some of the neighbors and family and friends and so on? By the way, all of this time, the first 5 or 6 years prior to first grade, you were living on the Potoc, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay. That was an out-of-the-way place. Did anyone ever come down to visit or anything?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't have any friends.
Yeah.
You know, outside of my family.
Right. Yeah.
Or relation that would come, you know, on Sundays maybe or something like that. But no, there wasn't any neighborhood kids.
Did anything at that age ever scare you? Were you ever scared of anything?
Not that I can remember.
Did you ever get in trouble?
I think maybe once.
You want to share a little bit of that?
No, not really.
What's one story of getting in trouble that you might remember? If you can't come up with one, that's okay.
I don't think I.
All right. Yeah, okay, all right. I think that pretty well takes care of that part of our little conversation. So let's take a break. Moving along here to the next stage, Carolyn, of your life, grade school. Well, first of all, where did you go to grade school?
At the Dalzell School.
Okay. And when you started, you were still living on the Potoc.
Right.
But then? after what? The second grade, first or second grade?
Yeah, probably the first and second grade.
Yeah.
We lived down in the Potoc,
Yeah.
and probably by the third grade we had moved up on the flat.
Yeah.
And I do remember a time or two when I was in the first and second grade walking from the Dalzell school down to the Potoc.
Wow, that was a
Yeah, it was, and especially for a first grader.
no kidding.
Yeah, yeah. And I remember being exhausted
Well, yeah.
the time we got down there.
I wonder why that was. I guess because Dad.
Well, yeah, I think Dad was gone to meetings, and
Yeah.
I think he would take us and early that morning, and then he would be back by 3:30 or whatever time, and then we had to walk home. That didn't
Yeah.
happen very often, but it did happen.
That was a long haul for maybe a second. Well, first grade. First
Either
grade.
way, yeah, it was. I just remember being very, very tired when I finally got home.
You had been walking back with a couple of your siblings.
Well, all three of them, Jean and Twyla and Bella.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Life was
Well,
not easy.
Uphill, both ways.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought. What about the teachers? Do you remember any of them by name or any of?
Oh, yeah, I remember them. I don't think
Yeah.
I liked any of them.
You didn't like any of
No.
them? Were some, even though you didn't like them, were some of them better than others?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't the thing to be in the schoolhouse, I guess. I don't know.
Did you have a favorite subject?
No. Recess.
Recess. Okay. That's a favorite of a lot of people, I think. Who else was in the school, or how many kids and stuff? It varied, I suppose, a little.
Yeah. I think there was probably up in the teens
Yeah.
when I went, you know.
In the one room,
Yeah.
one teacher, one room.
One teacher, one room, yeah. All grades.
What kind of games or whatever might you have played at school?
We played a lot of softball, Annie over, and Poloy,
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
and there was road ditches out in front of the schoolhouse, and I remember skating a lot in the wintertime, you know, when that would freeze up.
Oh.
The water would freeze in those ditches, and we did.
Did you have ice skates? Or
No, we just a foot.
What was the community of Dalzell like at that point, especially after you moved up to the ranch on the top, which at least you had a little more opportunity to, I think, to interact with neighbors and stuff like that.
Well, people just didn't do much traveling, and I guess there was enough of us kids that we just kind of played together, and it's fairly quiet, I guess. Not as much as it was when we lived on the Potoc,
Right.
but travel was kind of hard, and
Right.
we just didn't do much of it.
Yeah. Apart from your sisters, did you have kids in grade school that you were special friends with?
Oh, probably the kids that was in my grade, yeah.
Who would that have been?
Francis Wilburn and
Oh, yeah.
Lila Mae Fenner
Oh, yeah.
and Pat Horton.
Okay. Okay.
We were all in the same grade.
What were the living conditions like at home in terms of conveniences or lack thereof, especially after you moved up on the
Yeah.
top?
Well, it was easier to get out. We were close to the main road, but there was no electricity and no running water, outhouse. And had to carry your water in from the well, and
To the house.
yeah, to the house, yeah, for household
Right.
purposes.
Right.
And we got mail 3 days, or 3 days a week, 3 times a week. And that was kind of a luxury, because down in the Potoc, we only maybe would get it once a week or maybe once a month.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right. And the family did have a car, but no more than one, I guess.
Right. And we could even see cars go by on the road.
Yeah.
Occasionally a car would go by, or the mailman.
And those were big events, probably.
Oh, they were, yeah.
Car.
Yeah. Somebody's going down the road.
Yeah. Now, the family, you mentioned no electricity, but that's not quite true, is it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Expand on that a little.
Well, yeah, Dad had a Delco light plant, I guess is what they call it, like a generator. And it had batteries, storage batteries. And he would crank that every other night. And we did have light bulbs, a bare light bulb in a room, and we had a radio, because he was a radio, he liked to keep track of the news.
Right.
And you did be quiet when that news came on.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Get in
That was
trouble.
yes, that was pretty important. But you really had to kind of watch it and not play the radio much, or have many lights on at the same time, or everything would go dead.
And there wasn't enough voltage in that to go much beyond lights.
Oh, no,
you
no, we
wouldn't
didn't have
a-
anything.
anything beyond that.
Just
yeah.
a light bulb,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did you see our family as being rich or poor or middle class or whatever at that point in time?
I guess it's medium,
Uh-huh.
you know,
Yeah.
not rich or not poor either. And
We talked a little bit about entertainment at school, the games you played. At home, it was more the radio. What about any hobbies? Did you have any hobbies?
I don't think so.
Yeah. What about chores? Did you have to do chores?
Well, yeah, we had to get the wood in every night and empty the slop bucket
Yeah.
and carry the water in, carry it in, carry it out. And, well, yeah, then, you know, get the eggs, or
Yeah.
a few chores maybe in the barnyard. I don't remember exactly what, but
Did you have specific chores, and then maybe Balbo would have a different set of chores, or did you just kind of all work together?
yeah,
like everything?
yeah.
More.
I don't think it was anything that one of us had to do all the time or
Right.
whatever, just kind of
Did you ever get in trouble either at school or at home during your grade school years? I can tell by that look that you did. Now the question will be whether or not you talk about it.
Well, I don't remember getting in too much trouble in school, but I would occasionally lock horns with my parents, I guess.
Uh-huh.
And
Well, that does happen.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You want to recount one
Well,
of those?
I think the worst. My dad was pretty mild mannered, and
Yeah.
he never really got after us kids. But I do remember one time he was after me because I did the dishes, but I hated doing the milk pail and the strainer, so I pushed it under the table or someplace, and he found out about it, and he got after me, and I ran through the house and to the bedroom and held the door on him,
Oh.
and he pushed it open, and he had his gloves. He always wore leather gloves.
Yeah.
And he whipped me pretty good with his leather gloves, and for lying and not doing my chores.
Uh-huh.
So that's, I was probably kind of hurt because he never got after anybody, but why did he get after me?
Yeah. No, that was a major
It was.
traumatic event at the time. Yeah, for sure. During that period, did you ever take any vacations or travel, or what would be considered, what would have been considered a big trip or whatever?
Well, actually,
off the
I guess the
ranch?
biggest thing was we would come to Sturgis in the summertime, I think for like 3 weeks, because Dad was county commissioner, and they met for 3 weeks concerning property taxes, I think it was, maybe. And he would rent a cabin in the Sturgis City Park, and we would stay there. And they had green grass, and they had a swimming pool, and a lot of hiking up on those rocks north of Sturgis, and we just really had a good time playing with other kids that were there, that lived there, and we even got to go to a movie a time or two.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was, well, we went on a few trips too, but I really can't remember too much about them. I guess we went to Yellowstone when I was like 4 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd never heard about that.
And but I really can't remember anything about it.
Yeah. Any others? Like out of state? Like
I don't remember any
Okay.
big trips.
Well, I think that pretty well covers the grade school years. Anything else come to mind?
Not really.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you. Okay, Carolyn, let's move on and talk about your high school years. That would have been in Sturgis, and going from the boonies of eastern Meade County to Sturgis, to the big metropolis, was probably quite a cultural shock, or maybe not.
Yeah, no, it was. Fortunately, I had 3 older sisters up there that kind of paved the way a little bit, but it was scary to come to such a big school, and I was anxious to get there because I was through with grade school, but you didn't know what room to go to and where your locker was, and all that kind of stuff, and so that part was scary.
Right. And you lived with Mother
Right.
in Sturgis at 1611 Davenport Street, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Who were some of the teachers that you remember, for better or for worse?
Oh, I guess I didn't have any favorites,
okay.
or,
Was there a principal?
Mr. Brown.
Was he your buddy?
No, he was not.
He wasn't your buddy?
Colonel Brown, we called him. I don't think he was anybody's buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you ever get crosswise with him?
Oh, maybe a little bit, a
Yeah.
time or two, but
What would that have been for?
just various things.
Too numerous to mention,
Yeah.
maybe, huh? Okay. Okay, now you're living in a bigger place and there's more stuff to do. So and you're older, what kind of fun and entertainment stuff would you do in high school?
Well, we went to a lot of dances, and Sturgis had a movie theater, and we went to ball games, football, basketball, and all the various school activities, whatever they might be. And I guess that was drag Maine.
Drag Maine.
Uh-huh. That was quite the pastime. If we could find somebody that had a car.
Yeah. There was not a car for your use.
No,
Is that
no,
correct?
we had to walk to school.
Yeah.
And we'd go home even at noon because there wasn't a lunchroom.
Uh-huh.
So we had to walk to 1611 Davenport Street at noon, and we only had like 40 minutes. And Mom always had a meal, you know, like chili or something, and we would eat and run back to school. And I don't know, I suppose it was about 7 blocks, wasn't it, or something like that.
Did Mother run a pretty tight ship?
Yeah, she did, yeah. But if you was really smart, you could trick her once in a while.
Tell me about those tricks.
No, I don't know. She usually would catch up with us. She always had a curfew, which was unnecessary.
Why was it unnecessary?
Well, why do you have to be in at a certain time?
Oh, okay.
I think that was a little unnecessary.
Okay. If there had not been a curfew, would you have self-disciplined yourself to get home early?
Oh, I'm sure I would have been
Oh, I'm sure.
the first one in.
Yes, I can imagine. I can imagine. Well, in that era, which would I guess been the early 1950s or something in that neighborhood, what was the type of music you listened to? Who are some of your favorite musical artists, singers, actors, actresses, or movies that you really like? Any?
Well, I like country western music, and I guess I can't off the top of my head. I can never think of the various songs that were popular in the 50s, but I liked that 50 music, and I still do. And we actually had one of my best friends was a piano player, and she played the piano a lot at the house there. We had a piano, and us kids would dance, and later on, actually a couple of other people set up their drums and their steel guitar in the living room, and we had a little band of our own, and
right in the house.
Oh yeah. Do you remember that?
I just vaguely.
Yeah. And then we would dance, and it was kind of a stopping place for lots of kids to come, you know.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, it was. Lots of fun. And Mom had a good time too, because she liked the music.
Oh.
And a lot of them, you know, wayward children that got kicked out of their stay-in place or whatever, kind of all gathered there.
So it was a pretty,
it was active,
pretty
and I liked,
busy, active spot.
Yeah, I thought it was a lot of fun.
Well, yeah, it sounds.
No time for schoolwork when all that was going on.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that a little bit. It was exciting, you know, all the people coming and going.
Right.
Yeah, music.
Yeah.
Right there in the house. You mentioned dances. Now, were those dances in Sturgis that you went to primarily, or?
No, we mostly was Whitewood, Alkali, and then once in a while, there again, if we could find a ride, we'd go to Union Center or out in the country. Yeah. Well, there was a few in Sturgis, but not a lot, I don't believe.
What was the dating scene like during that era? What did people, if you were asked to go on a date by some guy, classmate or something, what would you do?
Well, just movies, I think, mostly, or maybe a dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seemed like people, the teenagers, were more traveled in groups, boys and girls, and it wasn't so much date, but, you know, I mean, a little bit of both, I'm sure, but we just kind of
as a group
traveled in a pack. Yeah.
Boys and girls together.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Who were some of your close friends? Boyfriends? I mean, yeah, well, boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever.
Oh, I, I don't know. Audrey Fitzgerald, like I
Okay.
mentioned before, and well, I'm blank.
I can help you a little bit on this because we were just talking the other day. Joyce.
Oh, yeah.
Joyce.
Yeah.
Joyce.
In fact, she was here just
Yeah.
to visit,
Right.
and
In school itself, were there any subjects that you liked or didn't like in particular?
oh, maybe a little difference, but I think I was too immature when I started high school, and I thought it was completely unnecessary, and I just didn't apply myself, and I just didn't have time for school.
Did you ever think about dropping out?
Oh, yeah.
Did you talk to your parents about that?
Yeah.
What did they
Well,
say?
it didn't make much of a, they weren't too impressed with my new ideas.
Yeah.
So I stuck it out.
You stuck it out. Did you have any jobs in high school?
Yeah, well, babysitting.
Babysitting.
Neighbor, in the neighborhood there, yeah.
Do you remember what you got paid?
Yeah, a quarter an hour.
Quarter an hour?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. All right. Okay. Did you get an allowance from...
No.
No. Okay. Did you participate in any extracurricular activities in high school?
Oh, yeah. The Glee Club, I guess they called it, the chorus.
The chorus?
Yeah,
huh?
and band and
What instrument did you play?
the cornet.
Oh, okay.
And, they called it FFA. And there wasn't a lot of girls' sports at that time,
Right,
like volleyball
right,
and
yeah.
that. And I guess that maybe was about it.
What was the town of Sturgis like?
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a motorcycle town at that time, and there was a big sale ring, and we liked going out there on sale days, Wednesday, and it was really kind of a country down home type town,
Yeah.
and I liked it.
Did you, out at the ranch, in the prior question we talked about chores, but in Sturgis, did you also,
Oh, the dishes,
the dishes?
yeah.
The dishes were always your thing, I guess.
And then in the spring, we had a pretty big yard, and we had to do a lot of raking. And Mom would get us up early in the morning. It was pure punishment, and rake for a couple hours before we went to school. And then again when we came back, and I did not like that.
You didn't like that?
No. Unnecessary.
Yeah. A lot of things were unnecessary, weren't they? Yeah. Including high school itself was kind of
It was, yeah.
optional, right?
It was.
Well, did you get in trouble during high school?
Not that I can recall.
And you say that with a straight face.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't think I did
All right.
hardly anything
All
wrong.
right. Okay. Any travel or vacation during the high school years?
Well, like I said before, I drove Grandma Funk a time or two to
Yeah.
Denver. And I remember taking the bus out to Denver once and drove her back. And I guess that was about it,
Anything else about those 4 years in Sturgis that come to mind?
Not really, I guess. It was a fun time.
It was a good.
Yeah.
It was a good
Yeah.
overall. Even though you didn't like high school,
Yeah,
you
that
have
was-
pretty positive
Yeah.
memories of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, largely around the social life
Right.
and the band in the house.
Yeah,
and all
and
those
all
kinds
that
of things.
was
Yeah.
the good things.
Right, yeah.
And had to throw a little school in there.
Yeah, right. Too bad.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, if you could have gone to high school without going to high school, life would have been good, right?
There you go.
Okay, that's enough of that. Thanks. Okay, Carolyn, you graduated from high school with all kinds of honors and accolades and awards, and the list just goes on and on. And several years after that, you were married. But let's talk about that period between high school and marriage. What did you do? Maybe you could begin. How long a period was that? When did you and Marvin get married?
Well, I graduated in 50. Is this recorded now?
Yeah, we are.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I graduated in 52.
Yeah.
And I
Okay.
got married in 55.
Okay. So we're really talking about a 3-year period,
Yeah.
roughly.
Yeah.
What all happened during those 3 years?
Oh, let's see. I lived in Omaha for a while. I worked for Ma Bell, and I did go to Spearfish for a while. And
And then you went to Spearfish to teachers
yeah,
college.
right. Yeah, what did they call it at that time? I don't remember, but taught school for a year at Chaffee Ranch, and did a little traveling. Stayed in Denver for a while, one summer, and just here and there, I guess.
Okay. Well, with that kind of an overview, let me drill down a little bit on some of that stuff. Your year, just 1 year, I think, of teaching school. You mentioned the Chaffee Ranch. How many students did you have?
Two.
Two.
You know, it was a big ranch at the time,
Uh-huh.
and there was only one or two families in the whole
Yeah.
district,
Yeah.
and it was the two Chaffee kids.
Wow.
Yeah.
What kind of experience and memories do you have of that year?
Oh, it was fun, and I liked the kids, and we had a lot of fun times at nights. We rode horseback and did stuff like that, you know. But
And in preparation for that, you had gone to what was called summer school.
Right, right.
A mere 6 weeks, right? Or something.
well, no, it was all summer.
Was it all
yeah,
summer? Okay.
I think when Jean went, it was
Okay.
6 weeks, but
Okay.
I don't know how many weeks
Yeah.
that was or whatever. But
2 children, or 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You remember what grade they were in?
6th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you lived there?
Yeah.
And by then, did you have a car?
Yeah, I did. That was the first thing I bought with my first check.
Okay.
I was car crazy.
You were, yeah. Going all the way back to high school.
Oh yeah. Had to have a car.
What was your first car?
A Dodge.
Did you buy it brand new?
No.
Okay. What year was it? Remember?
No, I do not. No, I really don't. Yeah.
You mentioned in passing that you went to Omaha to work in a telephone for Ma Bell, and that was doing what? What were you doing?
Well, it's when they had switchboards,
Okay.
and you'd answer, information or number please, or
Right.
all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
And did you go down there by yourself?
Well, Bella was already down there, her and another girl.
Oh, okay.
And I drove down by myself, and I lived with them.
How long were you there about?
I guess just like a year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Were our parents supportive of that?
Probably not.
Yeah. What was it like in going to the big city of Omaha?
Oh, I liked it. Yeah. Yeah, we did it. There was a lot to, roller skating and swimming and lots of things that
Right.
were fun.
Well, during that period, you were at least officially an adult and on your own. So were those decisions about going to the summer session of Teachers College or Omaha and so on, Did you feel like you were on your own, making your own decisions, or were our parents still riding pretty close herd over you, or did they give you any guidance saying, you know, I think maybe you should think about this, or how did that all work?
Well, I don't think they've had much input on it. And I was immature enough to know I kind of wanted to do something so I could make some money, so I could get a car. And I don't really think, I think that was the main thought,
Right.
not really what I wanted to do as a career or anything
Right.
like that, just get some fast money so I could get a car.
Yeah. Yeah. And you did.
Yeah,
And you did.
yeah.
So really, it was some summer school at a college, teaching, Omaha. You mentioned a little bit of time in Denver, more than just a weekend or something.
Well, yeah, that was one summer. I was down there with Grandma and Glee, yeah. And
Just doing what?
we just, nothing special, you know, we just,
You didn't have a job or anything?
oh, no, I didn't, yeah.
Living there, I suppose, at East Lake?
Yeah, that was the East Lake, yeah.
Where Glee lived, okay. Okay. What stands out the most during those 3 years, either good or bad? 52 to 55?
Not anything special, I guess. It was nice not to have to go to school, but,
And to have a little money of your
yeah,
own?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that era, as a young woman, there weren't as many opportunities
Oh, none.
as there were. I mean, you taught school, which was sort of acceptable.
Yeah.
I guess being a telephone operator, but the idea of becoming an engineer or
Oh,
something.
it was out, yeah.
Yeah.
And hardly anybody that I knew went to college even, you know, it was just, well, it just wasn't the thing to do, I guess. I don't know why or what. But
Your overall experience during those 3 years, positive, negative, neutral?
oh, I enjoyed them,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's close that chapter and move on.
Okay.
Okay, Carolyn, briefly, you got married in 1955.
Mhm.
What time of the year?
May.
May, okay. To Marvin. And where did you meet Marvin? What was your first impression?
Well, as I said before, it seemed like in those days, or maybe it was just with our group, everybody just kind of ran in
Right.
packs, and I don't ever remember any formal meeting
Mhm.
to him or to anybody else. It was just, everybody just kind of knew everybody.
Well, how long were you, quote, an item before you got married? I mean,
Oh, I think quite some time,
yeah,
yeah.
like
Or,
years, months?
well, you mean,
Well, how
say
long?
that again.
Well, I mean, how long did you, quote, go together before you got married?
Oh, not so long.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you were going with him, you were now back in South Dakota, or were you
Right.
still in Omaha?
Well, a little bit of both, I
Oh,
guess,
uh-huh.
yeah.
Okay. Did he go down to visit you?
Once, yeah.
Okay. You don't remember exactly when you first met him?
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah. Yeah. But he hung out with much of the same
Same
crowd.
crowd, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any romantic tidbits you want to share?
I don't think I'm a romantic
Okay.
person.
Well, I just wanted you to have that opportunity. So, got married in May of 1955.
Mhm.
Yeah. Not a big wedding,
No,
just a little private affair.
Mhm.
Okay.
kind of eloped, I guess you'd say.
The what?
Elope.
Yeah. Did you? Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Did you tell our parents ahead of time, or did you just say, well, I'm married? After
Yeah,
that?
I told Mom that we were going to get married,
Yeah, yeah.
and I think she was the only one that knew it.
She what?
She was the only one.
Yeah, okay. Did she approve, or do you remember how she responded?
Not really.
Yeah.
I guess she just,
Yeah.
no opinion.
Okay, right. Okay. Well, I think that takes care of that, and we'll move on.
Okay.
Carolyn, when we talked 2 or 3 days ago, there were several things that you thought about afterwards that you wanted to share. So why don't you pick up those loose ends and let me know.
Yeah, well, I was just going to mention the time that Dad got after me and I got the glove treatment.
Yes.
I did call him an old bag.
Oh no!
And so that might have been part of the reason for the glove treatment.
Yeah, I think that could explain a lot.
But the milk pail was a big deal. I hadn't
Yeah,
cleaned
right.
that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah. And then, do I go on?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, well then, I was going to mention, when it came to my best friends in high school, Wilma Olson, I think I forgot her.
Oh, okay.
And her folks lived at Mud Butte on a sheep ranch. And I remember going out there, and I had never been around sheep. And that opened up a whole new section of Meade County that I was never acquainted with. And I remember the first time they were lambing, I went out, and the whole prairie that was the Olson Ranch, there was little sheep teepees.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yeah.
Setting up all over there because they were lambing, and I had never seen anything like that before, and I had never seen that many sheep.
Right.
And
Right.
and not only so I had a pretty big learning lesson, and not only them but the Schulkes and the Millers joined them, and also at another time I went out to Joyce Wise's parents, and same thing, all those sheep.
Oh, they had sheep
Yeah,
as well?
yeah. And I had never seen such flat country
Yeah.
and so much sheep because I was used to the Cheyenne River breaks and cattle. And but I did enjoy it, and I remembered talking about it for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think that was about. Oh, and I was going to mention one more thing.
Yeah.
At 1611 Davenport during high school days, I don't know if I mentioned that we kind of had a band set up there at all times.
Okay.
And my sister Balva was dating a auctioneer, and he also played drums in the band. So he, at some point, set the drums up in the living room, and Roy Speakman brought his steel guitar, and then Audrey had her, we had a piano there, and Audrey played that. So we had a three-piece band,
did.
and so we had music about every night, and for sure on the weekends, and we all danced all the time, and even Mom joined in on that because she liked Dale, and she liked the music.
Well.
And it was a fun time.
Fun time, yeah.
Yeah.
Was any of the three vocalists, or was it just music? You know.
No, yeah, well, yeah, Dale, he sang.
Oh, Dale sang. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
And, yeah, he was a good singer, yeah.
What kind of music? You remember?
Well, just what was popular.
At the time.
You know, Candy Kisses and...
Shrimp boats. I don't know
Yeah,
why I came up with that one.
Oh, I probably can't think of any of them.
On top of Old Smoky, maybe.
No, I don't remember that one. Oh, I can't think of any of them anymore. But
Tennessee Waltz.
yeah, but there were some peppy ones.
I see.
But I drew a blank, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
but they played peppy music, and it was a lot of fun. And so then on Saturday nights, of course, we went to the various dances, but we also had our own band, you might say.
Yes, you
and
did.
and could dance every night if we wanted to, which we did. Dancing was a lot more fun than homework.
Really? Even for someone as academically oriented as you.
Yeah, it still was a distraction. Okay, all for
thanks.
me.
We got it. Well, last fall of 2016, Carolyn and I started this process and got well into it. But we're picking up now. It's February 2017. Have a beautiful winter scene in the background. We're in Wall, South Dakota at Carolyn's home. And Carolyn, we ended our September segment after your graduation from high school, I believe with the highest honors with distinction, as I recall.
You mean as many trips to the principal's office as
I
notable, or what?
Yeah, I know there were a few, according to Mother, anyway. So, but you did graduate. What,
52.
52. 52. Okay, I thought it was later than that. And then when did you get married?
55.
Okay, so we're really talking about the 3 years
Yeah.
between high school and marriage to Marvin. What happened during those 3 years?
Oh, well, I taught in a little country school for a year, which I enjoyed. It was out on a big ranch. And then from there, I went to Omaha with Belva and worked for Ma Bell for a year or a year and a half or whatever it was. And then came back at Christmas time, and Kay was in a wreck, and so I never went back to Omaha. And then I kind of started helping Dad on the place, and there's where I remained for the next 50, 60 years.
Yeah, okay. So actually, when you came home that year for Christmas, your intention was to
go back,
to return.
Yeah.
I see. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Going to Omaha, you and Belva, at least in that era, two young women heading off to the big city. How did that sit with our parents?
Well, not very good. Actually, Belva had gone down there a year before I did with a friend of hers from Sturgis.
Okay.
And so they were already settled in. And then after I got through with school from teaching that spring, then I went down. And you know, I didn't have much trouble getting settled in because they had already kind of broke the ice, you know.
Right.
And but yeah, the folks was against all that silliness.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. So what was it like in Omaha? Did you?
Well, I liked it. Yeah, you know, I'd never been in a big city other than Sturgis.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, it was adventurous, and we did a lot of crazy fun things.
Yeah.
And the pay was pretty good at the telephone company at that time. And I had a car, and so I had to make payments. And so, I enjoyed it.
Let me back up to the other piece that you mentioned, and that was teaching school. That was that the same year you graduated from high school? I mean,
Well, that following fall, you could go to Spearfish College for a summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the summer, I guess it was. Yeah, and then you'd get a permit, I think they called it, and.
So you graduated in May or something, and did a few weeks or whatever at some summer school, and then that very fall, 3 months later, 4 months later, you were teaching school. That would be unheard of today.
Oh yeah, but just a lot of people did that then, and some of them didn't even go to any schooling, and so, you know, it's maybe a 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever. I don't know. I think I went all summer, but anyhow, that's all it took.
Yeah, right. Okay. When you came back that Christmas, that was, well, Kay recounted the horrific accident.
Right.
There was that Christmas Eve? Or
Night, Christmas night.
Christmas night. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And that was a brutal, difficult.
Oh,
situation.
yeah. That was a bad deal.
Right. And one young man was killed, wasn't
right?
He? Yeah. And then Kay's was hospitalized for
Till Valentine's Day.
until Valentine's Day. Yeah.
From Christmas to Valentine. Yeah.
Tough time. I remember that a bit, not as well as you do, but
Yeah.
it's a tough time for the whole family.
Oh yeah, it really was. Yeah, it was devastating. Yeah.
Okay. Well, anything else between high school and marriage you want to share?
Oh, not really.
Okay.
It was a pretty free time
Yeah.
to do whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I guess I don't have any.
Okay. Well, thank you. Well, Carol, this next segment is around matrimony and meeting your spouse. And it's my understanding that you don't like either the word matrimony or spouse. Is that correct?
That is correct, but you didn't have to say that on this.
Well, we won't use those words anymore. So tell me about how you met Marvin and what was your first impressions and all of that.
Yeah, it's been so long, but at that time, people kind of, or young kids just ran in a group, you know, the boys and the girls or whatever, and so I don't remember any particular meeting or just everybody kind of knew everybody, and you'd go to the dances or rodeos or what as a group, and so there wasn't any special meeting, I guess you'd say.
Okay. Well, what were your impressions of Marvin at first when you started to get acquainted with him?
I guess I really can't say. You know,
They must have been positive.
well, yeah, but I just, you know, like I
Sure.
say, it was just such a random thing
Yeah.
that you just kind of knew everybody,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
everybody knew everyone, and
Right.
I just don't remember any particular
Right.
incident.
Exactly when did you get married?
May of 55.
May of 55. Okay. You just had a small,
Oh, yeah. Elopement.
Elopement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do our parents think of your elopement?
It's about the same as all my other ventures.
Strong support and positive, right? Yeah. Well, any romantic tidbits you want to share?
I guess I'm not that type of a
All right.
person.
And you and Marvin had been, you know, sort of quote dating or something for a year or so?
Yeah.
About. Okay. Okay. I think we're done with the section that we won't use that one word on, okay? The next chapter of your life, Carolyn, is the longest, roughly 62 years between the time you got married in 1955 and today. So you were married. Where did you live at first, right after you were married?
Well, Marvin was working on a road construction crew, and we bought a trailer house, and we just went. I think Philip maybe was the first area that he was working at, and we just traveled throughout western South Dakota, wherever the jobs were. And
I remember visiting you, I think, in Lantry, South Dakota.
yeah, we were there.
Does that sound familiar?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And yeah, Philip and Lantry is the only two places I can remember, but we moved, you know, like every 3 weeks or whatever.
Right.
The whole crew would move.
Yeah. What was that like?
Oh, I liked it. Yeah, I got acquainted with the other women, and it was, you know, there was probably, I want to say 15 trailer houses and families that were hooked up with that same Clark construction, and we had some good times together and did things together.
You still in touch with any of those people?
I did for a long, long time,
Yeah.
but now I think they're all dead.
How long did Marvin work in construction last?
A couple of years.
A couple years.
Yeah.
Okay. And then?
Then we came back that fall, and my dad had had another stroke, or a stroke, and really needed help, and so that's where the fun began, I guess, and we moved to the ranch and stayed there for 50-some years.
Right. Now, when you say the ranch, did you and Marvin first live up on the top where the original ranch was?
No, we always lived on the river.
Always?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we put the trailer house down there, was what was known as the Cummings place.
Yeah.
And we lived down there on the river for 5 years, I guess it probably was.
Okay.
And then built the house on top where there was a better road, or a road.
Yeah.
And then that's where we spent the rest of the 50-some years.
Yeah. You know, this is your interview, not mine, but I do remember now that you mentioned it, that trailer house being moved down to the Cummings place. I was part of that adventure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was quite the adventure to get that big, long trailer house down that.
I know it was very difficult because the road going in on the Pennington County side was rugged.
Yeah, it was.
And everything happened that could, I think,
Yeah.
but finally made it. And
Got it in there.
yeah, of course.
Yeah. What was it like living in real isolation on the river?
Yeah, well, I didn't mind it at all at that time. I wouldn't like it anymore.
Right.
But yeah, you know, because we didn't have any kids or anything, so
Sure.
I could go horseback all the time, and or whatever, the hay field or whatever else, and so I was busy and didn't know I was in isolation, I guess.
Yeah. You had electricity and stuff down there,
Oh yeah,
did you?
yeah.
A phone?
Not for. I don't think we didn't have a phone for like a year.
Yeah.
But
And you liked working outside?
yeah, I did. Yeah.
Riding horses?
Yeah, or whatever was, the feeding in the wintertime and all that. I enjoyed that.
I remember going down and playing cards.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Monty Ferguson and Sam would come down in the evenings that one year, and we had some wild card games.
Yeah, we did. What other people did you see or entertainment and stuff when you were that far?
Probably the Cheneys more than anybody that lived to the north of us 3 miles or 3 or 4 miles. And they were over there quite a lot, or we were over to their place
Right.
quite a little bit. And then we also played a lot of cards with them.
Yeah. Do you remember the exact year that you moved the trailer down to the Cummings place and you and Marvin became involved in the ranch?
It was either probably 56, I want to say. Yeah,
All right.
that's close.
And then roughly 5 years later, you moved, the trailer house stayed there.
Yes, it
right,
did, yeah.
But you built a house up near the original ranch where Mother and Dad.
Right.
And they were still living there, correct?
Well, yeah, except Mom was still, she still had a house in town in Sturgis, and she was just there part-time.
Yeah.
Well, then I guess then Dad, after he was so sick that he was even in Sturgis, so there wasn't anybody living next door.
Right.
For part of that time, yeah.
Okay. When was Shirley born?
58.
Okay, that was after you had moved up to the. Were you still living on the river?
Yeah, we were. Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we were still living on the river when she
Right.
was born. Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Then Rod was born in '61, and at that's when we built that house, and we just got moved in a few days before he was born.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, wow, okay. And then you and Marvin lived on that house there for the rest of his life.
Right.
And Shirley and Rod basically grew up
Right,
on
on
that
that
house.
place, yeah. I went to the Elm Spring, or the Lynn School, I guess, and then the Elm Spring School, yeah.
And then where did they go to high school?
In Wall,
Okay.
yeah.
What was life on the ranch like during those years when they were relatively young and going to grade school and high school?
Well, it was pretty tough because we never had very much equipment, and we had to go back to the river in the wintertime every day to do chores, and the road was like 5 miles of nothing, and it just seemed like everything we did was uphill,
Yeah.
you know, and where now with modern machinery and stuff,
Sure.
the feeding and putting up, and then in the summertime when we put up hay, we'd move back to the trailer house for a couple of months, and so there was a lot of, it was, overall it was kind of hard.
Yeah, just because of the way everything was
Right.
laid out, and the river was always a challenge.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It would flood and stuff.
Yeah, and so, yeah, it wasn't an easy place to run as far as a ranch was concerned at that time.
Yeah, because the place where your home was
Too far away from where the work was.
yeah, it was where the cattle and the work was, and it wasn't easy to get down to the river.
Well, that was
So-
just it, yeah. It was like, what, 4 miles, 5 miles to get to the work, and that could be quite a challenge
Right.
many a times. Yeah.
And your ranching operation was all cattle,
Right,
right? Cow calf.
right.
Yeah. Never.
And then we irrigated, which was crazy, but, and that is a lot of work, especially when you're away 4 miles or 5 to keep the engine going and the water running in the right direction and all that. So, yeah, it was year-round hard work.
Yeah. No, I know it was, and I know you and Marvin worked very hard over that period of time. After the kids, well, Shorty and Rod graduated from high school, then it was just the two of you there. Let me back up a little bit. Did Mother and Dad live out there during some of that time?
Well, yeah, I think, I believe in '61, a person that I know graduated from high school.
Oh, okay.
And at that point in time, they put the house up for sale in Sturgis. And then they started remodeling the house out in the country. And it probably took a year to remodel that house. And so I'd say like maybe in '62, then they got that house sold and
In Sturgis.
yeah, in Sturgis, yeah, and then they lived out there
Right.
pretty much full time.
And until actually, when? Well, Dad died in 1974.
Yeah.
Mother didn't stay out there after that, did she?
No. Well, a little bit, but you know, she wound up with an apartment, I think, in New Underwood,
Yeah.
or
Well,
and even Rapid for a while, I believe. But
and then Belva had a house.
that's how that went. Yeah, right.
So
And so she would just come out,
Yeah.
you know, like maybe once a month or something like that, you know. And she always liked town living anyhow, and so yeah, she didn't stay out there all that much. So.
but they were out there and overlapped with you for probably 10 years or something, right?
Yeah, I doubt if it was that long, but
62 to 70 or something like
Yeah,
that, maybe,
yeah.
roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. let me see. We talked about Rod and Shirley going to high school in Wall. And, well, let's just follow up on that. Then tell me a little bit about Shirley and Rod after they graduated from high school and that kind of stuff.
Well, Shirley went a year to Spearfish College, and then she stayed home for a year, and then was going to go back, and which she never did, and she wound up getting married.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So, and they moved to Wasta, and Rod just worked for various people for quite some time, mm-hmm. And then eventually came back permanently as a partner.
Mm-hmm. In the ranching operation.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't really know the years.
Yeah.
You know, but.
Back to Shirley. After she got married, she moved out, well, first to Wasta and then to a different place where she currently lives.
Right.
Is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. But I think she lived in Wasta several years mm-hmm. before they moved out to the Creighton place. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. I'm not that good on dates.
Yeah. Okay.
And so
all right. Well, that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. And her husband, Casey Trask, they're both still there ranching.
Right.
And their children are who?
Chance and Courtney. Okay. Courtney lives in Mankato, and Chance stays on the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And they live in a pretty remote
very,
area, don't they?
Very.
Yeah.
But at least they don't have to cross the river, where we always had to cross the river to get out.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
Oh, a big, huge.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And Rod got involved in the ranching operation.
Right.
And tell me about Rod and his family life and so on.
Well, let's see. He lived with us for several years, but then when he got married, he lived on the river for a while, and then he bought the Paul Brothers place, which is on the west side of the river, and moved in there, and he's been there ever since.
Okay. And children?
Yeah, he's got 4, and the 2 older boys are in their 20s, and then he's got two families. He's got then a younger family, and one of them's in the.
Oh. Might have to back up just a little bit. Well, that previous disc ended, and I'm not quite exactly sure, but there might be a little repetition here. We were talking about your life on the ranch, and we were spending a little time on Shirley and Rod's life. So let's back up, even though we may already have this. Shirley, after graduating from high school, what did she do?
She went to Spearfish College for 1 year, and then she stayed and helped us for 1 year, and then she got married.
All right. Mm-hmm. And where did she, after she got married, where did she live?
She moved to Wasta, and she lived there, I think, maybe 2 years or somewhere in there. And then they moved out to Creighton.
And where they live at Creighton is how far from Wall?
35 miles.
Okay. It's
excuse me.
Sort of at the end of the earth.
Yeah, it's at the end of the trail. it's isolation once again.
But I think you mentioned they don't have the disadvantage
of crossing that river.
Of the river.
Yeah.
So Casey and Shirley live there. They have 2 children.
Yeah, they have Chance. Is part of their operation, and he helps with what they're doing, and lives at home. And Courtney is she lives in Mankato, Minnesota, and she is a biochemistry, I think it is, degree, and she married a farmer that lives around the Mankato area. And anyhow, she's got a good job with ethanol. She inspects ethanol plants with her degree, yeah.
Good.
And they have a little boy, Henry, and he is 2 years old.
Okay. And Chance is unmarried.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's talk about Rod and his family situation. Well, okay, but even before that, he graduated from high school in Wall too, right. And then
just worked for various people. He trucked for his uncle Ronald for quite a few years, and well, he just had various jobs, and but eventually he came back to the ranch.
Okay. And he became involved in the ranching operation with you and Marvin.
Right.
And at some point he got married.
Right. And he lived on the river for I think like a year or two, and then they bought the Paul Brothers place, which is on the west side of the river. So no longer had to cross the river every day, but and their place is about 6 miles from where we lived.
And Rod has children.
Yeah, he's got his 2 older boys, Baxter and Dunbar. Baxter lives near Rapid City, and Dunbar lives in Alaska, and he has for like 6 years. And then he's got 2 younger kids, and Johnny Joe is a 5th grader, and Taken is a 1st grader.
Okay. And Rod's wife, Kelly, is involved in the ranch, or?
She helps a lot,
okay.
Yeah. She raises horses and trains them and that type of thing as a sideline, but she also does a lot of ranch work,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that pretty well covers the family situation. So after Shirley and Rod were on their own, well, even though Rod eventually came back and became part of the ranching operation, but then he got married and so on. So you and Marvin on living at the house that you had built,
right,
for a number of years. And tell me about the Elm Springs community and what it was like and what your life was like as a ranch wife and mother. Well, yeah, and mother, yeah. And then eventually, though, the kids were on their own.
Well, Elm Springs community is kind of a quiet little community, and we there again played cards. They had a community card club, and just did everyday ranching and running to town for errands and just the normal ranching activities, I guess you'd say. Yeah.
What are some of the challenges of being a rancher in general and a ranch wife in particular?
All of it. High interest rates, drought, low cattle prices, and just
right.
all the things that come with that big title called ranching.
Yeah. What are the positives?
Well, the fact that you was on your own, and you could set your own time of work and play, and as long as you worked 24 hours, it was just fine. Yeah, and Marvin really enjoyed the cattle and the scenery and the wide open spaces, I guess you'd say. Yeah.
No, he was meant to be out there.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And unfortunately, 5 years ago, we lost Marvin.
Right.
Yeah. And what has your life, or then more recently, what have you done?
Well, I stayed out there for a year or so, and then I decided that I would rather be living in town, and so I started kind of looking for a house or apartment or whatever, and at that point in time, my sister Twyla had a rental house, and the renter had moved out, and so she asked me if I would want to consider living in her rental house. And so I thought for a while, and I started staying at the rental house part-time, and then part-time still out in the country and back and forth and stuff. And then eventually then Baxter decided to move out there, so then I moved into the little red house, as we call it, full-time, and I've not regretted it. It's been a good move. So
good.
Yeah.
Good. Glad you're happy.
Yeah.
When you were on the ranch, I mean, I know your primary focus was on the ranch. Did you ever work off the ranch?
Oh yeah, I was teacher's aide for actually several years. And then in the summertime, I worked at the WASTA Information Center for the Tourist Information Center for several years.
Did you like those
Yeah,
jobs?
I did. I liked both of them.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. We had a big chunk of years to cover there. I mean, I think we got the high points, or at least most of. Anything else come to mind that you want to share about that? 60. What did we decide? 60 years.
A lot of years.
Yeah.
I guess not really.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you think of something, we'll come back and catch
Okay.
it. All right. Okay. All right. Well, you're now, as you mentioned a few minutes ago, that you kind of went through a transition period after Marvin's death, living some of the time at the ranch, some of the time here in Wall. Now it's full-time in Wall, and you mentioned it was a good move.
Right.
So what do you do with your life here in Wall, and a typical day, or whatever, however you want to think about that?
Oh, it's pretty low key, and but it's just kind of nice to be. It's so convenient to be living in town, and it's hard for me to realize that you can, like, have an appointment at the beauty shop or run to the post office and be back in an hour, and I'm not used to that, and it's very convenient to run to the grocery store or whatever. It's a small town, and I'm pretty well acquainted with a lot of people, and it's just nice to have a little circulation and not have to. It's just town life is easier life than what the country life was.
Yeah, right.
Due to distance and being on your own out in the country and having to take care of everything, where town life is easier.
Right. Anything you miss about the country life?
Oh yeah, the calving and well, even when they're putting up hay and stuff,
Yeah.
I go down the interstate and see the big hay bales and stuff, and I remember when.
Yeah.
But yeah, I miss
Sure.
part of it, but I do like the convenience of living in town.
Sure, right. Do you do anything for recreation?
Other than card playing, I go to an exercise class, and that's about it, I guess.
But
yeah.
you say that's about it, but card playing is not something that you do just occasionally. That's a pretty
Full-time job,
full-time, isn't it?
pretty much.
What's your favorite card game?
Well, I like to play pitch, and then we play a lot of, Twyla and I play a lot of gin rummy.
Just the two of you?
Yeah.
Do you just the two of you on gin rummy, but on other times do you have larger groups?
Oh, yeah. She has a lot of drop-in type people, and so whenever anybody comes along, why, we then probably play 10-point pitch or whatever everybody wants to play, so.
And Rod is still ranching.
Right,
Shirley and Casey are still
ranching also.
ranching, and they're relatively close. I mean,
Oh, yeah, they're both like 35 miles away from Wall, yeah.
so you see them.
Yeah, fairly often. They're both very busy.
Right.
But, I get to see them.
Okay. Well, Anything else?
I can't think of a thing.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you.
I'll go hide and throw a fit, and we'll go in the bedroom.
Okay. We're at the last chapter here, Carolyn, and it's kind of a bunch of loose ends and so on, and we'll just work our way through these. The first one that I want to ask about is about mother and dad. I mean, we talked about growing up on the ranch and all that kind of stuff, but what were take them one at a time, I guess. Mother or dad first or whatever, in terms of their characters and personalities and temperament and that kind of thing. Dad first, maybe.
Okay. Well, it's been so long.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I can't remember Dad ever blowing up or getting mad and cussing, and it's the kind of stuff that I got exposed to later in life. But
Yeah, me too.
Mom was always a little short-tempered,
Yeah.
and ready to slap you if you didn't do what you were supposed to do. Or
What did you say? What did you say?
she was always ready to slap you.
Oh, slap you.
Yeah, if you didn't do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Or even if you did it, you might get a slap just for good measure.
Yeah. She had a powerful.
Oh, she did. Oh,
little
God, yes.
Slap. It just kind
That's
of ripped.
why that white is
Oh,
on.
nah.
No, that is the truth.
Tell me about that.
Well, it's just that she just slapped me so many times on that one side that my hair growth just changed
Oh, okay.
permanently.
All right.
No, I believe it.
Well, I'm just interviewing. I'm not here to pass
Judge.
judgment or argue. So if that's what happened, that's what happened.
Yeah, well, it did.
Yeah.
It did.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, I did not know that. How strict were they when you were growing up?
Well, not very, except for Mom, and of course she was riding herd on a bunch of kids in high school age, and the curfew and schoolwork and all the fighting that gets involved with that. So
You say a curfew. I interviewed Kirk a couple days ago and asked about that. He said he didn't have one.
well,
But
of course he was a boy.
Oh, is there some distinction made?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. The girls were the only ones that had the curfew. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were either of them what you would consider religious?
Oh, just average, I guess.
What about their involvement in community life, politics, that kind of stuff?
Well, Dad was pretty deeply involved in politics and liked to keep track of everything, and was, the county commissioner and on different boards and stuff like that. But Mom, not so much.
Well, she did become involved, I think, in the
Cattlemen's organization, the ladies, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, she did in later life, but Dad from the get-go, was
Yeah, he was
interested in that. Yeah.
very, very much so. What worried them or stressed them out, if anything?
I guess I didn't pick up on it when I was a kid, because no doubt it was there, but I was too naive to see it, I guess.
What would you say might have been their greatest strengths or positive attributes, both as a person or a parent, however you want to think about that?
Oh, I don't know how to answer that. I guess they did want to educate their kids and have them grow up in an environment that was half reasonable. But run with the right crowd.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, no one's a perfect parent. if they could have done either one of them things a little differently, what might that have been?
I really don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did they have any pet peeves? Or quirks? Strange little habits?
Oh yeah, Mom had a lot. But yeah, she would really get hung up on some little quirky things, but I don't think maybe Dad did so much.
Yeah. Do you remember what any of her little pet peeves and quirks might have been?
Oh, cleanliness was at the top of her list, you know, and she couldn't tolerate anything that didn't look quite right, and she was over the top on some of that cleanliness and dusting.
You have a story or two, could be humorous, could be whatever, about either of them you want to share?
Oh, can't think of anything.
Okay, all right. Okay, well, and if you think of something, we'll come back to it. Okay, well, thanks. I think that takes care of our parents. Tell me a little bit about Marvin and his family, their family background, and where they came from and lived and whatever.
Well, I guess I can't elaborate on that a lot, but they lived in a rural area all their life and was isolated as such, like everybody was, you know, without cars and such that we have today. And his dad was a hard worker, and he seen to it that there was 4 boys in the family, and he cracked the whip really hard, and they all work ethics were high on the list.
Were Marvin's parents born here in South Dakota?
No, in Virginia.
Virginia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, both of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then they migrated out here?
Yeah, I think his dad was like 16 or something when he came to Faith, South Dakota, yeah. Okay. Or 14, 16 or something, and which had to have been quite a change.
Yeah.
And they had to start in from scratch.
Do you know, did they know each other back in Virginia, or do you know?
I'll have to back up a little bit. I think his mother was born and raised in Iowa.
In Iowa?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't really know. Mm-hmm. Then apparently her family homesteaded out here someplace too.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Thanks. Let's continue, Carolyn. When you were young, did you spend most of your time indoors or outdoors?
Outdoors.
Okay. And doing what?
Well, playing and, you know, riding and helping Dad as much as a kid can. And but I didn't like the cooking and the dishes, and so I could disappear outside pretty easily.
Okay. When you were a young girl, did you think much about the future and what it might hold, and if so, what were those thoughts or dreams or whatever?
I don't think I did much thinking.
Okay.
But if it would, I remember I thought it would be nice to be a lady auctioneer or a square dance caller.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
And don't ask me how or why, but neither one happened.
Right, yeah.
End of the story.
Well, when you were growing up, the opportunities for women were much more limited.
Oh, absolutely.
Than they are now. Yeah. Were there lady auctioneers?
I don't think so, and I don't think square dance callers or any of that.
No.
I'm sure there wasn't. Yeah. I don't even think there's any today, or very few.
Yeah. What are some of your best childhood memories?
Well, just playing outside, I think, and the tin roof that we used for a playground and a slide, and we had some goats that we played with a lot, and we just kind of made up our own fun and games, I guess.
Yeah. Well, either then or now, do you have any pet peeves?
I do have, not many, but I don't like picky eaters.
Yeah.
I think if a person goes to the cook goes to the trouble of, and the work of making something, and then, well, has it got onions in it, or has it, and all that kind of stuff. I think this generation is spoiled and had way too much food, and it gripes me that they have to peck around and not eat something because it looks just a little funny or whatever.
Kind of related to that, what about cleaning up your plate? How are you raised on that?
To clean up your plate and not have any rejects on that plate, and just whatever was served or that you dished up, why you ate it, and that's it.
Didn't complain.
Yeah, that's right.
Any other pet peeves?
Oh, that's not. That's it.
That's the one you wanted to talk about. Okay. Looking back on your life, what would you consider some of your most important accomplishments, or what brought you the most satisfaction in life, what you're the most proud of, however you kind of want to think about that?
Oh, I suppose the kids. I'm proud of my kids, of course, like everybody, and in their offsprings, and the fact that they've done well and have the work ethic, and that's been passed through the generations, I guess. And other than that, I don't think I've had much for accomplishments.
Well, maybe you're being a little too humble. You may have had, and you might just need to pat yourself on the back a little bit more, Carolyn.
Okay.
Of course, we all encounter difficulties and challenges and adversities and stuff too. Anything along those lines but we also learn from those that you might want to know or not.
Yeah. Well, I guess when we first went into ranching, I thought it was more, what's the word, more fun and more glamorous or whatever than it turned out to be. Just a lot of disappointments and a lot of hard work, and
it is.
And which I didn't foresee.
Right.
But it also has its rewards, and and to be able to raise kids out in the country and all that, and to be doing something that you enjoyed at the time, but yeah.
No, I know it can be
challenge, I guess.
Can be challenging and difficult. Weather, prices,
everything,
interest rates, all that stuff. Yeah. The different stages, chapters of your life, any that you, including your current one, that you really like more than others, or has it pretty well evened out?
I think it's pretty well evened out. Yeah, I can't think of one era that was any better or worse. So every chapter is so different than what the other one was that it's kind of hard to compare. So.
Let's talk here and close this out by touching on a couple of themes. How has the world changed since you were young? Some of the most important things.
Well, I think the electronics and the computers and all the method of teaching the kids in school and all the technology has just blown me apart.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest change, I guess. And the fact that everybody has a vehicle, maybe 2 or 3 or something, and where if you had one car, it was nice, and now it's everybody has so much more that it's just kind of hard to grasp.
I kind of accidentally skipped over one here. You want to share some of the more important lessons you've learned over the years?
Well, never take anything for granted, I guess, and
Yeah.
life can change in a minute, and I think I probably need to appreciate things as I was into it more than what I did, because it can be gone in a minute, like I just said, and trying to learn from that to appreciate what you got at the time and
Right. Yeah.
take it from there.
Well, I think that's an important one. One that we all can probably do better at.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Anything else?
I think that's about it.
Okay. Well, kind of related to that, if we had some 15, 20-year-old sitting here with us and they ask you for any words of wisdom about how they might live their life, deal with life, whatever, any advice you might give them?
Well, I think they need to realize how easy they have it, and how much is out there, how much many things are so offered, you know, like we mentioned, careers and, well, just, they just, the whole world is at their fingertips practically, and I don't think they really realize how much opportunity that they have, and how lucky they are to grow up in this era. Yeah.
Yeah. And to be thankful for that and make the most
Yeah,
the
right.
most of it.
Yeah, to be thankful. Yeah, of all of that. Yeah.
Any other words of wisdom for the next generation?
Study hard, I guess.
Study hard. Okay.
Don't do what your grandmother did.
Oh, okay. Well, listen, I do believe that takes care of things. We've covered a lot of ground. Is there anything else?
No, I can't think of things,
All right.
Sam. So,
Okay.
thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing all that you have shared, and really, really appreciate it. And I know your siblings will, and your children will, and grandchildren, and so on. I hope. So, okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay.